Have you ever thought about the cards you've been dealt? Have you ever taken the time to just stop and examine life as if they were a hand of cards? Some of you would look at your life and you would say, I have a great hand, I want to keep them all. And some of you would look at the hand that you've been given, these three cards in my life, they're just rough or bitter. And if I could just exchange those for some new cards, then I would be okay. You see, life is cards. You can't trade in the cards that you've been given in life. I mean, these are your cards whether you like the way they feel or not. It's funny, in life, how we kind of look at the uglier cards that we don't necessarily want anybody else to see. We try to hide them behind the more noble, significant, prettier cards. It's human nature, I guess. But deep down, we know the cards that we've been dealt. There's no escaping it. It's who we are. These are our cards, no matter how we look at it. They're part of our makeup. We can't escape it. You're all in. But what if? What if we were to stop and just take the time to look at the cards that we've been given in life? Where did they come from? Was it life? Coincidence? Or was it God? Some of you would say, why would an all-caring, all-loving God really give me this card? I mean, if He really loved me, would He really give me this card? It's the cards of pain. It's the cards that we don't like to talk about. Cards of depression, rejection. That word that just seems to linger in our mind even after all these years. Abuse, divorce, even death. These are real cards. But there's also the good cards in our life. Think back, if you can, to the time you made your dad laugh when you were a little kid. When you tied your shoe. Your first A on a report card. Your first kiss. First job. The first time you stood up for yourself. These are the cards that you're proud of. These are the cards that you play over and over again because these are the pretty cards. It's a sad fact and it's true, but we really care what other people think. These are our favorite cards that we want to show people that we have it all together. But what does God think? What if God were to choose the cards? What would those look like? More than likely, they just wouldn't be the happy cards, but they would be an array of both good and bad cards. You see, we as humans, we do not like the hard cards in life. We try to avoid these like the plague. But don't discount the fact that God may have a purpose for even these cards. God wants to use the disappointing cards as the cards that fill us up with hope and joy. To God, they aren't a bunch of both good and bad cards. They're just cards. Cards that would bring Him glory. Cards that reveal that it's His story, not our story. And cards that can maybe even give us a glimpse of what heaven is like. The crux of the matter is, are we just going to pretend that we're dealing with our cards? Are we going to hide behind cards that are more glamorous? Even hide behind cards that aren't even ours, other people's, because it's comfortable, it's safe. But if we do that, aren't we missing out on all that God wants us to be? Aren't we missing out on the rich lessons that we could learn for God's kingdom? From His view, you might just be given the best hand that you could have ever imagined. As for me, I'm going to play the cards that I've been dealt.